I figured I was gonna do a small video on things that have been influencing me over the past year. The birth of my daughter was a big one. Uh, Living situation was a big one. It's like I have these ideas uh, to start a project, but never really finishing it. So uh, I'm starting to get to a certain point now where I have a pretty basic idea of how it's going to come together. And I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea to do a video on some books and authors that have been a huge inspiration to me uh, over the past year while I'm trying to get this book put together. Uh, I have this book. It was a gift. I don't read it, but I've pretty much read all of them already. But it's I can't even see this because it's so dark in here. But it's Edgar Allan Poe, uh, the complete tales and poems. Uh, if you don't know who Edgar Allan Poe is, you should probably hit yourself with a hammer because if you haven't heard of him, you've probably been under a rock for the past decade. So, um, actually, one of my favorite poems and well, not poems, but poets that have been influencing pretty much every aspect of the way I think and present myself and actually speak now is Allen Ginsberg is actually this is actually my favorite book. I pretty much read it every day. Um, I try to adapt some of his writing styles to my own, trying to not copy, but just get a different perspective on poetry, not flowers, trees, and fluffy clouds and shit, but something that you can relate to, uh, anybody could relate to, stuff that just happens on a daily basis. Poems don't always have to be about mountains and clouds and love and stuff like that. Um, Another author is Chuck Palahniukis. I think I pronounced that right. I'm pretty sure if anybody knows how to pronounce it correctly, they'll let me know in the comments. But if you don't know who this gentleman is, he writes very graphic, detailed short stories. And if you don't know who he is the author behind the book Fight Club, which is also a movie now. He just recently came out with Fight Club 2, which is not a movie, but a comic book that I've yet to go and purchase, but it's on my list of things to do. But very interesting man, very smart man. Uh, I like if some of my poetry is very graphic, very detailed, and I think that's really fun to do. Is try and get so detailed with writing that it's almost hard to read. Like actually, it gets kind of hard to read. So if you get it too like that. Anyway, um, These are not my books, but I figure I'd throw them in here anyways because I have been reading them over the past couple days. Just Webster, Thor's, and I don't do poetry that rhymes. I think it's cliche, but the last couple of videos, I think there were some lines that rhymed purely by accident. But these are always good, not just to look stuff up in the middle of a poem, but just to read, trying to find different meanings for different words is always fun. And here's another author that has huge influence, just as much as Allen Ginsberg's writings, and it's His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's this book, Transformation of the Mind. I bought it at our local half-price bookstore, and it's about 200 pages. I read the whole thing in one day, and that, if you know me on a personal day-to-day basis, that's like the first book I've ever read, which is it's kind of sad to say, but I opened it and I couldn't close it. It read like like he wrote the book for me, and I recently just got this book back from a gentleman I work with, and he said it took him about a week to read, and it's very difficult book to put down. Very, I should probably look through the thesaurus for another word better than inspirational, because his words are like gold. If you have a Facebook page, which you probably do, I suggest finding him on Facebook because um, he does post some very positive things. So if you have a bad day and you just happen to be on Facebook stalking some chick, wondering why she's not calling you, he might lift your spirits a little bit and you'll stop stalking. Here's another book. Uh, After I finished reading that book, I immediately went to the bookstore and picked up the next. Well, I wouldn't really say it's the next. It's another one, The Wisdom of Compassion. It's not as good as the first one, but still very inspirational, very caring man. Uh, how somebody can be that positive 24/7 is beyond me. But if you can do it, uh, do it, because positive energy is a lot better than negative energy. But how long is this video? Almost 9 minutes. I got anything else? Anything else I want to talk about? Yeah, here's one. I read this a lot when I was a kid. My dad was a hunter, fisher, camping, outdoors type guy. And if you ever known somebody that was huge into outdoors, Patrick F. McManus has just the most amazing, hilarious short stories. He's got close to 20 some books out already. He's been writing uh, short stories for, oh, what is it, Outdoor Life, American Outdoor magazine. Um, he has his own column in there, and every month he has his own little short stories he puts in there. And then he also comes out with these books. Um, my dad is a huge fan, and trying to find these hardcover these hardcover books is hard to find. This is I actually got this at our bookstore, and this is where's the copyright? Where is it? 1989. So I think up until 95, they came out with the hardcover with the book sleeve. So if you can get your hands on these old school copies, it's it's a really great collection to have. The newer ones have like this crappy clip art on the front, and it looks like something I would make, but I'm not going to make my book cheap. So um, that's all I got for right now. I got some more poems coming. The book is coming along about as much as it can right now. If you have any book suggestions, any uh, favorite authors or poets you would like to throw my way, I'd be more than happy to look it up and read up on your poet and or author. And again, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Uh, let me know how good my poems are. And if you don't like them, again, you can go fuck yourself. But no, criticism's always welcome. I really don't care uh, if you have a negative thing to say. It's always helpful. If you don't like it and you really don't like it, tell me why, and maybe I can different things to work on. There's always things to be building on. So it is 4 o'clock in the morning, and my hand is cramped up from writing, so I'm going to bed. So good night, everybody.